The play call is jump ball to Royce Pollard in the corner, broken up by Young. UH settling for the kick. They trailed 10-6 at halftime. Second half, more struggles for Alexander. His pass deflected and intercepted a second time. La Tech would parlay that into another Porter touchdown. And how about this stat? La Tech racked up 352 yards rushing as a squad. But later in the third, a bigger blow to the Warriors. Alexander trying to scramble for the first down on 3rd and 10, gets hammered by Adrian Cole. His left knee gets twisted under him on the play. He would have to leave the game, giving way to backup Bryant Moniz, and the Warriors would go on to lose the conference opener. Final score 27-6. So Hawaii falls to 2-2, 0-1 in the WAC. It's the first time since 2004 against Boise State that UH has been held without a touchdown on offense. A streak of 62 straight games. Alexander's injury is currently being called a sprained left knee. The senior finished with 199 yards, going 20 for 34 passing. He was also sacked 5 times. Moniz, a Lelehua alum, performed pretty well upon his entrance, going 5 of 11 for 109, but now concerned for the QB situation as 2 Saturdays from now, its rival Fresno State coming to town. It's official. Ryan Mouton has lost his job as the primary kick returner for the Tennessee Titans. The former UH Warrior fumbled twice on returns this past Sunday in Tennessee's 24-17 loss to the Jets. The team brought back veteran Mark Jones, who they cut earlier this month. Mouton will remain a part of the rotation, though, in the defensive secondary.
Football team is more than 4,000 miles away from home. They're opening up league play in Louisiana against Louisiana Tech. Sports director Jason Tang joins us live now with highlights of their nationally televised matchup.
Well, Steph, the Warriors came into the game leading the nation in passing yards per game, but tonight the offense sputtered and the defense, well, they couldn't stop the Bulldog run. Not the kind of performance Greg McMackin wanted in a nationally televised contest. UH had the early lead 3-0, but it would not last long. Daniel Porter tears up the turf. This rush for 19 yards, which eventually ends with a 2-yard touchdown, 7-3 La Tech. Skip ahead to the second, 1 minute left before halftime. Hawaii on the Bulldog 2-yard line. They get 3 cracks at this thing and still couldn't score. And UH trails 10-6 at the half after a field goal. And things, well, they got even worse in the second half. Opening play, ball is tipped and intercepted, and that would lead to this. A second Porter touchdown, 76 Bulldogs. They rushed for 352 yards in this one, plus their defense dropped Greg Alexander 5 times, and Alexander even left the game in the third after taking this nasty hit. His left knee turns awkwardly. Initially, they're calling it a knee sprain. Now, UH loses Alexander for the game, and the Warriors fall 27-6. The La Tech defense held the Warriors to 301 yards of total offense, over 200 yards off their average this year. The Dogs also had 2 picks and 7 sacks in the victory, while holding UH to -7 rushing yards.
Not good. Better luck next time. Thanks, Jason. And the unusually early kickoff had some Warrior fans taking part of the day off just to watch the game. Dwayne Shimagawa spoke to some of them and joins us live.
Well, Steph, TJ's Sports Bar and Grill was one of many places in Honolulu to catch this 2 o'clock kickoff. Around 40 people gathered at TJ's this afternoon. Some just called in sick while others took the afternoon off. Ken Takimoto found the closest bar to his workplace, so the city worker walked right across the street to TJ's. He says he's lucky to have his boss who gave him the rest of the day off.
I told him today by email, I'm going to take, 2 hours off vacation. He approved it. I told him if you need help, just give me a call on the cell phone or just walk across the street. I'll be here watching the game.
But luckily for Takimoto, his boss didn't call him and he was able to watch the rest of the game, even if UH wasn't doing so good. Now, after 3 straight road games, UH plays Fresno State next Saturday at home. Reporting live, Dwayne Shimagawa, KHNL and K5 News.
I hope we didn't show anyone who called in sick. Thanks, Dwayne.
University of Hawaii Warrior football team on the road for the 3rd time this season. Open conference play with a beatdown by the Bulldogs of Louisiana Tech in Ruston tonight. UH defense abused by senior running back Daniel Porter, who led the red, white, and blue with 160 yards rushing on 25 carries and 2 touchdowns. As a team, La Tech picked up 351 yards on the ground, keeping the UH defense on the field for 35 minutes. How's it going, everybody? For the first time in 63 games, Warrior football team held without an offensive touchdown and may have lost much more than just their conference opener. Louisiana Tech defense in the face of senior quarterback Greg Alexander all night long, taking college football's total offense leader for 2 interceptions, holding a team averaging 435 yards passing per game to a $199, while sacking the California native 5 times. Things got worse late in the third quarter when number 12 got his foot caught in the turf on a monster hit by Bulldog Adrian Cole. He would leave the game with what the medical staff is calling a sprained left knee. Lelehua grad Bryant Moniz took over, going 5 of 11 for 109 yards, but this game was well over by that time. Bulldogs beat the Warriors for just a second time in 8 tries, 27-6. After starting the season 2-0, UH has now lost 2 straight, falling to 0-1 in conference play. No word as of yet on the severity of Alexander's knee sprain. In the loss, slot back Greg Salas, 6 catches for a game-high 122 yards. Up next for Hawaii, arch rival Fresno State on October 10th in Halal.
The Warriors expected to open up WAC play. Hawaii may have walked away from Ruston with more than just a loss on the field. They may have lost their leader and starting quarterback for much longer. Let's begin with the highlights. Hawaii came into Ruston with a 2-1 record, and they began pretty well. Greg Alexander completed his first 6 passes. This one to Greg Salas, who finished with 122 yards and 6 grabs. UH would settle for a field goal there to take a 3-zip lead, but the Bulldogs came out with a bite. Daniel Porter ran all up and down the field for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns. This one gets them inside the red zone. La Tech had 152 yards rushing in the first half and a 10-6 halftime lead. Coach Mack, not happy. He had this to say at the break.
No, I'll tell you what I'm going to talk to is the defense. You know, we're not tackling. We're not, playing the way we have to, with the emotion we have to. And we had to blitz to slow them down, to force them to play. So we're going to have a little discussion here at halftime.
Well, let's see if that pep talk worked. Third quarter, and apparently not. La Tech's Mike Compton puts the Bulldogs ahead 24-6. Tech racked up 352 yards rushing on the day, but here's the play everyone is talking about. Greg Alexander gets leveled by Adrian Cole. His left foot gets caught in the turf in the process. He'd leave the game and would not return. The early prognosis is an injured knee, but he'd eventually have to be carted off the field. X-rays have been scheduled for Sunday. The final score, UH 6, Louisiana Tech 27. UH falls to 2-2 on the season, 0-1 in WAC play. We'll try to have reaction from the Warriors for you tonight at 10.